What's good, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ricky, and this is the Ricky and Nikki Accounting Services YouTube channel where we talk all things financial literacy, from obviously accounting services like bookkeeping, tax planning, tax preparation, all the way down to business credit, business funding, credit repair, all things financial literacy. So if you're looking to grow and scale your business, you made it to the right channel. Or if you just want to learn something about financial literacy, because we all need to know at least a little something, you made it to the right channel. But today, what I have in store for you is a video on credit. I'm going to be talking about 10 things that you did not know can hurt your credit score. But before we dive in, what I'm going to need you guys to do is hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. I drop videos weekly and I drop shorts on a daily, so make sure you subscribe to help the channel. Now, let's dive in. Now, everyone knows about late payments, so that might not seem new, but I have that at number one because just one late payment can completely flip your credit score. One late payment can literally drop your credit score up to 150 points. So let's say you may have found the best credit card for good credit, right? But if you make that one missed payment, that one 30-day late payment, your credit score is going to suffer, because that's when the credit card issuer is more than likely to notify the credit reporting agencies of that delay, and that's when they're going to drop your score. Number two, not paying all of your bills on time. So you may have thought just your credit cards or any other of your credit products. No, all of your bills need to be paid on time. I'm talking about utilities, rent, your phone. It's not just late payments on credit cards that can affect your credit. All your utility bills can have a negative impact on your score as well. Number three, applying for more credit. So every time that you ask for credit, and I'm talking about anything from applying for a mortgage, a vehicle loan, a credit card, a personal loan, even a store card, a hard inquiry is going to hit your report. And what do we know about hard inquiries? Every time a hard inquiry hits your credit profile, your score drops. And that's even if you don't get approved. So you need to be mindful when you're going out to apply for things. So what I usually recommend to my clients is, if they're looking for a credit card or a vehicle loan, look for pre-approvals first. See if you get a pre-qualification or a pre-approval. Pre-approvals are better because those are the ones that are more likely that you're actually going to get approved. But either way, a pre-qualification or pre-approval is the route to go, because you get to apply to see what you are going to be offered without an impact to your credit score. It'll only be a soft pull. Number four, canceling your zero balance credit card. You probably just heard that and said, wait, huh? Why would canceling my card drop my score? It most likely will, especially if it's an old credit card that you had for a while that has a lot of age. Even if you've paid off a credit card, hold on to it. Do not cancel it. Canceling your credit card is going to hurt your credit score in two ways. One, it'll drop your credit limit, it'll drop your credit limit because that specific limit that you had on that card is getting removed from your total limit. So let's say you had a $10,000 credit limit in total and you canceled a credit card that had a 5K limit. Now your total credit limit is only $5,000. And depending on the other credit card, your utilization is going to drop. So like if you had a balance on the other credit card and you canceled the zero balance one, your utilization is going to drop crazy because you had a balance on one card. Your total credit limit just dropped in half, and now you don't have that zero balance card no more, so your utilization automatically just shot up. That's not good. Utilization is worth 30% of your credit score. That is a very big amount. The only thing bigger than that, pause, is payment history at 35%. And like I said earlier, canceling a credit card can shorten the age. So if, like I said, if it's a credit card that you had for 10 years and then you have a credit card that you've only had for, let's say, 1 year, your total credit age is going to drop dramatically. And credit age is actually another factor in your credit score, which is worth 15%. So canceling a zero balance credit card affects two of the top three credit factors that involves in formulating your credit score. So between those two, that's 50% of your credit score. So can you imagine, just by canceling one credit card, 50% of your credit score, half of your credit score can be affected. Do not cancel your credit cards. So now number five, transferring balances onto one single card. Now it may be convenient just to carry around one single card, but transferring your balances to just one card may not be as beneficial. Why? Because what you're doing is you're creating a high balance on just one card. And as it approaches its credit limit, that will send your utilization up, which will hurt your score. But here's the thing, when it comes to balance transfer cards, people normally tend to try to get a balance transfer card because they're tired of paying the interest on another credit card that they have. So they want to transfer it onto a card that has 0% interest, which will make it easier for them to actually pay down the principal. Because there's people who struggle with credit card debt. They have a bunch of credit cards that they have maxed out, and they just in a continuous cycle, not paying it down because they're only paying the interest in reality. So this is when a balance transfer card is helpful because you can put all of the balances on one card. Sure, your utilization is going to go up, but you're dropping the utilization on every other card that you had. And now you're actually going to be able to pay down that credit card because there's no interest on it. So if you ask me, take a small hit for a short period of time so I can knock it out and then get my score back up. I think that'll be a good route. So yes, this will hurt your score, but it can help you in the long run. So just wanted to put that out there for you guys. But with that, we're halfway through the video, so I wanted to just talk about a few things with you guys. If you're out there looking, I have some product for you guys pretty much. If you look at the description, there's going to be a few links. There's going to be a link to a high yield savings account where you're going to be making money. Your money's going to be making you money pretty much. So I know there's a lot of people out there who are scared to invest. They don't believe in investing. They don't like to take risks. So they just leave their money in their savings account and it's not really making anything. Let's be honest. If you got your money in a savings account, you're making 0.0001%, which is what? You're going to be getting a penny a year. Get yourself a high yield savings account. Click that link in the description. Sign up where you're going to be getting 4.30% on the money that you have sitting in the savings account once you set up direct deposit. And not only that, it gets better. The money that's in your checking account is going to be receiving 0.50%. Now, you let me know when you heard of that. You heard about savings account having a higher APR, but you never heard about a checking account having it. So click that link, sign up, and go ahead and get that money. Also, I know I talk about credit builder accounts a lot. There's three that's going to be in the description as well. Three credit builder accounts that will help you boost your score 100 points in the next 30 to 90 days. Definitely go ahead and check those out. And speaking on credit builder accounts, one that you do not want to get with, I made a video on it. I dropped it. I made a short on it. I might make a long video on it if you guys want me to. But if you haven't, check out my Instagram, which is also going to be in the description. Check out all my socials, but the Instagram is where I'm most active. Check out the video about Tomo Credit. They are bad business. They're a credit builder account. They also have other products, but they're known for their credit builder account. They do not report to the credit bureaus. So it is not worth it. You're paying for what are you really paying for at that point? And I know this from experience because I had them and they sucked. I didn't get no benefits, but when this news broke out, when was it? Yesterday? I immediately had to make a video because I was like, I could attest for it. You feel me? They're not allowed. The credit bureaus cut them off, so they are not allowed to report to the credit bureaus, even though they weren't reporting to the credit bureaus anyway. And also, if you're looking for some credit cards, a travel card, a good everyday card, I have a few in the description as well. So go ahead and check those out. But with all that being said, let's get right back into the video. And now we're on number 6, co-signing credit applicants. This one is scary because I've heard horror stories from clients, from family members when they co-sign for somebody. It normally doesn't go well. I'm gonna be honest. I've never co-signed for somebody, but from all the horror stories I've heard and seen, it makes me never want to co-sign for somebody. But whenever you co-sign with your good credit to help out a family member or a friend, because that's usually who you co-sign for, and they have less than good credit, bad credit, mid credit, you're taking on the responsibility for their debt. And if they can't pay, then the creditor is going to come for you. Then you'll have to pay. And if you don't pay, your credit score is going to drop. So co-signing, I'm not going to get into it in this video. I might make another video on it, but co-signing is different than being an authorized user. When you're co-signing, you're taking responsibility as if you're the main applicant for whatever it is, a vehicle, a credit card. So be mindful when you're co-signing for somebody. it's it, it- it's a fun it's a risk. It's very very risky. Red flags go up all over the place. Really think about it when you're gonna try to help somebody out by co-signing with them, because you got to think of it this way. Yes, that's your family. Yes, that's your friend. You love them. You care about them. But if their credit is bad, it's for a reason. Nobody has bad credit for nothing. If you have bad credit, it is 100% your fault, unless it's identity. Somebody stole your identity and just started applying for a bunch of things and ran it up and whatnot. But 9 times out of 10, if you have bad credit, it is 100% your fault. So you got to think about that when you're co-signing for somebody. You're like, damn, do I really want to take on this risk and have to pay for what they should be paying for? Because they've already fucked up in the past. What makes you believe that they're gonna come around and change? Has their finances changed? Are they up now? They got money now? These are all things to consider when you're gonna co-sign for somebody. Now, next we got number 7, not having enough credit diversity. A good credit mix. Credit mix is another factor in your credit score. It's actually worth 10%. Like I just said, your credit score is not just made up of payment history and active credit cards with your utilization. Having a mix of credit types, revolving and installment, will help your score. So to have a good credit mix, you want to have at least 3 types of accounts. So what types of credit accounts are there? There's credit cards, personal loans, mortgages, vehicle loans, student loans. Those are all different types of credits that are included in your credit mix. Now, number 8, holding high credit card balances. This one should be fairly obvious since I've somewhat touched on it. This is about utilization. As your balances creep up to where the credit limit is, your credit score is going to be dropping. Why? Because your utilization is going up. So you got to think of it this way. As your balance goes up, your credit goes down. You want to try to keep your credit utilization under 30%. Once you're at 30%, that's like the mark you want to keep it at. But you want to try to keep it under. Like me personally, I try to keep it under 20 when I'm looking to get a credit limit increase or go get some business funding. I put it under 10%. But you always want to keep your utilization low. You don't want to have high balances because that's how you're gonna fall into credit card debt. Utilization, your score is gonna be dropping, utilization is gonna be high. And if you don't have a 0% APR credit card, having a high balance is probably the biggest mistake you can make because you're gonna be paying straight interest. So if you want to carry a high balance, I don't recommend it. Again, I do not recommend it, but at least make sure you have a 0% APR credit card where you're not stressing over interest and you can just pay it down with time. We're creeping to the last 2, you guys. Number 9, unemployment leading to missed payments. There's a myth out there. I've seen stories and I've seen people on social media just talk about straight lies, put out straight lies to the people. And that's something that we don't do on this channel and on all my other platforms. We do not cap. We give you guys the real. But there's a myth out there that unemployment claims will hurt your good credit. Not being able to pay your bills will. You want to make sure you talk to your creditors before you miss a payment. You want to try to alleviate the potential effects on your accounts. And that's just something you want to do with everything. If you are in a situation, good communication will always lead to a better outcome. That's just in life, not just credit, relationships, business, anything. Open communication is always the key to success. Now, last but not least, you guys, we made it. We are on number 10 of the 10 things you did not know will hurt your credit score. Ignoring your credit report. Why are you ignoring your credit report? First of all, your credit is needed in almost every facet of life. So if you're ignoring your credit report, you're doing bad. I'm just going to assume you have bad credit off rip. I'm going to be honest. But monitoring for potential errors that could end up hurting your credit score, if you see something that doesn't make sense and it doesn't add up, you can request free weekly in-depth credit reports from all 3 credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And a lot of people don't really know where to go to get their credit report. Like a lot of people look at Credit Karma, which is not accurate. Some people use MyFICO, some people use Experian, and then they pay. I'm gonna put you guys onto a platform where you do not have to pay and you can get your credit reports, not your scores, but you can get your credit reports, in-depth credit report once a week, and it's annualcreditreport.com. You go on there, you put in your personal information. It's a government site. You can get your credit report from them weekly. It used to just be once a year, which is why it's called annualcreditreport.com. But ever since the pandemic, they changed it, and now you can get it once a week. But yeah, you guys, we made it to the end of the video. If you made it this far, shout out to you because you just gained some knowledge. So what I need you to do now is, if you haven't already, like the video. If you didn't, that's crazy. And share this video and subscribe, because the more people to see this and see the other videos that I post, the more people are learning and the more people are going to be better off with their finances. And that's exactly what we want, you guys. Of course, I want the channel to grow, but if my channel is growing, that means you're growing as well. And that's the goal here, to reach and touch as many people as possible. Pause, to teach them what to do with their credit and how they can leverage it to either scale their business, grow a business, start a business, or just make sure they're just on top of everything in their personal life. Appreciate you guys for watching, and until the next video.